When was your first time in the water? What was your first memory of surfing?
My first memory of surfing.
Or the best memory of surfing?
Really, I guess my memories is just about being with my family. You know, my mom teaching me how to swim, my dad and my uncles taking me surfing, and that being a part of our daily life, you know, and going with my cousins. And it was always, you know, growing up at Makaha Beach, I was always surrounded by family, even if they weren't blood related family. They were my uncles and my aunties anyway, because they were really good friends. Everyone was friends. So I'd be 4 or 5 years old surfing in Makaha, and I always had somebody watching me, even if my family wasn't watching me. Well, amazingly enough, surfing is one of the popular sports. We have a lot of American sports, yeah?
You know, for Hawaiian surfing is... But
growing up in Hawaii, surfing is the best gift I ever had from my parents. I really do, and I believe that that's the luck in my life, is to have had such a great place to be a child and raise my children there as well. My dad's brother, to train us, even when we were really little, he would take us in the shore break, in the big shore break, because it was too big to surf, so we'd go swimming in the shore. We're just going boom, and he'd take us and he'd throw us into the shore break so we could get pounded. And that was his way of training us for going out in bigger waves and getting pounded in bigger waves. And I've gotten pounded at some, like Chopo, at Sunset, at Pipeline, at all these crazy places, and I always remember getting my training from my Uncle Bruce in the shore break. It always comes back to me that that's why I can handle the bigger. He was there to protect us, but he also was there to show us how hard we can push ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
And that was the key, because if you find that on your own, it takes a long time to find your limits. He just basically made us understand our limits right away. And I got one of the biggest waves I've ever ridden. I don't know, it must have been like, I don't know how big it was, and the face itself was probably about 50 feet or bigger.
50 feet.
So it was, yeah, towing. And I was scared shitless, you know. I paddled out knowing if I don't want to go, I'm not going to go. You know, I make my decisions based on being safe, coming home to my family. And I have nothing to prove. Like, I don't feel like a macho person where I'm going to go no matter what. I'd rather die than not go. No, I'd rather not go, because there's too much good things out there. I'm not here to make somebody else happy, you know? I don't need them to say, hey man, you caught the biggest wave in the world, good job. Yeah. That doesn't mean anything.
We don't need to prove.
No. We have strong localism. But when you come out with respect, and you have abilities in the ocean, we respect you back. If you don't have abilities in the ocean, we ask you to stay out of the way. You know, like there's other places to learn besides Makaha. But if you do know what you're doing, we give you full respect, and we also embrace you. My Uncle Bruce is one of the main people who control the waters at Makaha, and he wants you to say hello. If you're gonna, he doesn't want you to paddle around him, because we can stop you from catching waves if we want to. It's not about that. It's about how you come off as a person. You come off as a good person, you'll be respected. But when I travel, I come off respectful because I understand, and I surf well, and I still get hassled. So that's the confusion. How can I be surfing in Portugal and some guy who can't even surf is yelling at me or trying to give me problems? And I'm like, you know what, bro? I would never do that to you in Hawaii, what you're doing to me.
Yeah.
That's such crap. But they just think, oh, this is my spot. I'm going to be protected no matter what. It's like, bro, I surf better than you. Hello. Let's shake hands, be friends, and go have a wave.
I know how to do it.
It makes more better sense, right?
Yeah.
You might learn something from me today instead of yelling at me. But the local guys will come in. The other local guys will come in and tell that guy, be quiet.
What inspires you? What's your inspiration? Or who is your inspiration? What?
I think one of my main inspirations in my life is my grandmother. My grandmother just passed away this year. My dad's mom. But she's an activist for Hawaiian rights in Hawaii, and she's all my life that I know, she's basically dedicated her life to protecting Hawaiian rights, whether it's language, it's land, in the political forums, and she's always the voice for the people. And many people come up to me and tell me, you know, they hear I'm a Desoto, and they say, you know, Duane, your grandmother, and these people are like 60 years old, you know, telling me your grandmother is the one person that made me understand that I can fight for what is right. Like, a lot of surfers, surfing is everything in their life, and I love surfing. It's just that for me, it didn't fulfill the deeper desires I had in life. You know, I didn't feel like I was an accomplished person because I got to get paid to surf. I felt like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do, basically? So eventually, my nonprofit became my direction. How to be a person that lives for my community. So I do a lot of free work, and I get a lot of volunteers to help me do the work I do, and I organize some pretty big programs to incorporate the values that I believe in and the culture that I believe in, as well as incorporating the ocean and its resource. Yeah, it's a resource for us. And access, again, access is a big thing. Not enough children are using the ocean to balance out their life. They're stuck in the Xbox. They're stuck in dysfunctional homes. And I admit, my family was kind of dysfunctional. My mom and dad they were wild, you know? But I had the ocean as an outlet, as a source of escape, and so I want to bring that to light for the children in Hawaii and around the world as well. We've done projects in Tahiti and California. Freedom to me is the choice to live as you wish with respect to others. You know, so if you wanted to live simple, it'd be okay. But in a capitalistic society, you're not allowed to live simple if you wish to. Because you can't afford to buy food, you can't afford to pay taxes, you can't afford anything. In the old systems in Hawaii, it was so much more balanced. You had systems, you know, but everyone had food. If one guy had food, everybody had food. If one guy didn't have food, that meant nobody had food. There was a famine or something, you know. But everyone had the same things.